I need you to listen to me very carefully. And I need you to share this video as far as you can. I'm uploading this here on YouTube, on my TikTok page. I'm posting the link to my Facebook page and my Twitter page. All because this is just too important to ignore. Donald Trump has made some statements that are utterly destructive. Now, that's a dime a dozen. He does this almost every time he opens his mouth. So what's so different now? Because what's so different now is that he has made it utterly clear he has no intention of defending this country if a possible threat does attack her. I'm going to quote you several excerpts from a Time magazine article you can find online, simply named Trump's War. It's very, very telling, the title of this article, because this is Donald Trump's war, the war he started in Iran. But I should put it this way, one of the wars he is starting. I'm going to read you several excerpts and you can understand what I'm saying here. Asked whether Americans should be worried about retaliatory attacks at home, Trump acknowledged the possibility, and I quote, "I guess," he says, "but I think they're worried about that all the time. We think about it all the time. We plan for it, but yeah, we expect some things. Like I said, some people will die. When you go to war, some people will die." That's your response to a question like that? Your response to a question about possible threats hitting this country? Possible retaliation hitting the United States after you attacked their nation and started a war? That's your response. But then again, why am I so angry about it now? I'm angry about it because as President of the United States, I can only imagine what George Bush would go through if he made a statement like that just moments after the 9/11 attacks. But here's the thing about all this. We shouldn't be angry about this because it's just another promise Donald Trump made and broke. And to help with that, let me explain. Quoting again from the article from Time magazine, Trump promised to end wars, not to start them. Instead, he has deployed military forces in increasingly dizzying ways. No other modern American leader has directed assaults in as many countries in such short spans of time. Since returning to office, Trump has authorized attacks in 8 nations, 3 of which have never before been directly targeted by U.S. forces. In 2025 alone, he's approved more individual airstrikes than his predecessor did in 4 years. Trump has ordered a major campaign of airstrikes targeting Houthi-controlled areas in Yemen. Authorized naval strikes on vessels from Venezuela suspected of drug trafficking, and signed off on an operation that seized control of its authoritarian leader, President Nicolas Maduro, left more than 100 dead, and placed the Venezuelan leader on trial in New York. Just days after the onslaught against Tehran, the U.S. took part in a joint military operation in Ecuador, targeting designated terrorist organizations. His administration has also fixed sights on Cuba, where President Miguel Diaz-Canel has ramped up military exercises amid reports that Trump has asked advisors to devise plans to end the island's 6-decade communist rule. In short, if Donald Trump campaigned as the president of peace, he is governed as the opposite. He has drawn the U.S. into the kind of conflict he long pledged to avoid. Having ousted the tyrannical ruler of Iran's theocracy, he has committed the United States anew to regime change in the Middle East, telling time, just clearing my throat, he intends to play a role in shaping the next government of a regional powerhouse home to some 90 million people. Quoting Trump, "One of the things I'm going to be asking for is the ability to work with them on choosing a new leader. I'm not going to go through this to end up with another committee. I want to be involved in the selection. They can select, but we have to make sure that somebody that's reasonable to the United States," unquote. Trump, I really don't know what to say to any of this. You broke your promise of no new wars in the way you tried to disparage your predecessors, Biden and especially Obama. But that really doesn't bother me as much as it should. But what bothers me is that you have placed a bullseye, a target on this country. You have made it so much so that this country could suffer another 9/11 style attack. And you want us to accept that kind of reality. You want us to accept the fact that if we walk into a Kroger or walk into a movie theater, if we decide to go to our churches, to our schools, to our places of work, we have to be on guard for a military terrorist attack in retaliation for what you have done. That's the reality you want us to live in, Trump? Because you're so goddamn egotistical. That because you want to rule the world or whatever the hell else it is you want. You want that, and the hell with the consequences? The hell with American lives that will probably be lost? You have made the United States of America an outlaw nation. You have made us into a terrorist nation. If that's too big of words for you to understand with your peon brain, Trump, and your supporters, you have made America the bad guys. And right now, we are all targets because of you. You are already on the hook for 6 of our soldiers so far who have lost their lives in this war you started, Trump. And yes, it is a war, despite what other people want to call it, despite that your followers want to call this a conflict or a military operation or whatnot, whatever the hell they want to say, except a war. Matter of fact, it's an illegal war that you started. And now American citizens have to be worried that a possible terrorist attack may happen to us. We have to accept that reality? No. We are not going to accept that reality. At least I won't. I keep my head on the swivel every time I walk into my place of work into a Kroger, not because I'm worried about a terrorist attack, because I'm ever watchful. But you, on the other hand, have pretty much given every terrorist nation, every terrorist group across the planet free reign to attack the United States because they know you won't do a damn thing to stop it. And more to the point, you won't do a damn thing to avenge it. You have become just as weak, just as inept as the people you want to say are that. You have become Osama bin Laden. You have become Adolf Hitler. You have become Vladimir Putin. You have become the worst of the world, Trump. And I swear to the Lord of hosts, if there is another attack on our country at the level of 9/11, I will hold you responsible for it, Trump. I will drive to Washington and place you under arrest for the deaths of American citizens that you let happen. That you let happen. I will see to it that you are placed on trial, Nuremberg style. In case you don't know your history, Trump, and obviously you're too stupid to understand it, Nuremberg is where we tried the Nazis after the Second World War. And they hanged. Well, most of them, the worst of the worst, hanged. Now, I'm not wishing that for your fate. You're going to go to prison. Oh, yeah. It's going to happen, Trump. One way or another, your ass is going to spend the rest of your short, miserable life in the prison cell. It's going to happen. Oh, yes. It's going to happen. But God help you if American civilians die on your watch in America, because you will be held personally responsible. My mouth to the God's ears. It will happen. And you can set your watch to that inevitability. And that goes for the rest of the regime. Vice President Vance, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. Oh, I haven't forgotten about you, drunk. When the time comes, you'll be begging for some whiskey before they lock you away, avoiding gang rape in the shower in a federal prison. All of you are going to be held accountable for the damage you've done to this country if the unthinkable does happen. This did not need to happen. This shouldn't be happening. But you opened the door for terrorists to attack our country because they know that you are too cowardly to do anything about it. But I promise you, Trump, we're going to see who the real cowards are once your time ends and we haul you off to a federal prison cell. I promise you that. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.